Yeah, towards Sunday. Your full weekend forecast is coming up.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
Hi, Windsor Green is on fire. It's not my unit, but I'm driving by. We do not need another episode like we did before.
Yeah.
It is burning like crazy.
You see these flames jutting up in the sky and your building's getting singed.
How many people are injured at this time?
There's at least 4 or 5 people on the ground. They had to jump out of the 3rd floor.
People jumped off the 3rd floor?
Yes, people had to jump off of the 3rd floor.
We heard an incredible story of one man who, a 16-year-old boy actually, who went into the line of fire here and he saved a baby.
They just said they needed help to catch a baby, so I just did it. Because if I wouldn't, then what they would have done.
A desperate, potentially life-saving reaction by one of the families forced to escape the Windsor Green fire 1 year ago today.
Tonight, we're hearing from the parents who dropped their children into that teenager's arms, getting them to safety.
Marissa Tanzino sat down with the Alewine family, joins us live now from Windsor Green with how they're doing 1 year later. Marissa?
Well, Eric, Meredith, even though it's been a year, Brian, Krisha, and their 2 kids are still working to recover both physically and emotionally. Krisha is still in a cast, and she says she's had multiple surgeries to this day. Their 2 kids are also still trying to recover emotionally. So on April 12th, 2018 is something they can't get out of their minds.
When you have to think about it every day, it's the first thing you think of when you get up in the morning. It's the last thing you think of when you go to bed at night.
365 days later, this family is still healing.
Our little one, he's only 3. I mean, he can't really put into words and voice.
Brian and Krisha Alewine had to drop their son Cade from their 3rd floor balcony to safety.
You know, my reaction was I wanted to make sure that the 3 of them got out.
Luckily, Blake Cannon, a 16-year-old and stranger to the Alewines at the time, was standing on the ground willing to help them get their kids to safety.
We were just trying to do anything and everything we could do to get them out of there. And to see Blake run around that corner, that was the best feeling.
Their sons still struggle emotionally.
Cade is scared to death of firemen and fire trucks because he doesn't understand. All he knows is you know, this tragedy happens and
they
show up, you know, and like she said, you know, they come and got mama.
The lives of each member of this family changed within just years of moving to Horry County.
Oddly enough, this tragedy solidified the decision to move up here.
Krisha and Brian still managed to find the good.
There's people that we'd never met that helped us.
And moving up here from another state,
We made the right choice.
they don't think twice about, thanks to the rest of Horry County. Now, I spoke with Candace LaFawn, Blake Cannon's mother, and she says the first time they met the Alewines was in the hospital the Sunday after the fire. She says they still keep in touch with them to this day, and she says her family is doing well. Live in Horry County, Marissa Tansino, WMBF News.
And several of the families are taking legal action for the 2018 fire.
An attorney for the Alewine family filed a motion recently to consolidate all 4 of the lawsuits to make the process easier. If approved, the motion would combine the lawsuits against the Homeowners Association and the Property Management Company in the discovery phase, but all trials would proceed separately. An attorney representing the Alewine family says their goal is to make sure that what happened to them never happens again. He also says he's seen the community surround the family with support.
You know, it's really been inspiring to see how the community has rallied around them, and it's understandable. We tell them all the time that they're the best clients that we've represented, and so it's clear that their community respects them and appreciates them. And it's just really been good to see how folks have have supported them.
Attorneys say they hope to have the lawsuits resolved within a year. The consolidation motion requests mediation be complete no later than April 1st of 2020.
In an update to a story we first brought you last night, police believe a shooting and a trip to the hospital are connected. Myrtle Beach police responded to a shots fired call around 8:45 near 28th Avenue North and Kings Highway. And someone showed up to the hospital with what appeared to be a gunshot wound. The investigation is ongoing. If you know anything, you're asked to call Myrtle Beach Police.
Looking ahead to next week, Horry County Council will talk about the employment status of Administrator Chris Eldridge at Tuesday's meeting. The meeting's agenda says council will go behind closed doors to discuss, quote, the employment, appointment, compensation, promotion, demotion, discipline, or release of the county administrator. This controversy started months ago when Eldridge